hurt is relative, including church hurt. Let me explain what I mean. When I say that church hurt is relative, it means that the way you view hurt might not necessarily be the way I feel hurt. And sometimes the reason is because of understanding.
So there are some church hurts that are intentional.
Yes.
And there are some church hurts that are not intentional.
Yeah.
So sometimes the church makes a decision, but they were not intending to hurt you, but actually you were hurt by that decision. And sometimes someone intentionally hurts you in church. And sometimes when people hurt you, it's coming from a place of the experience of not being healed from their own hurt. So sometimes when someone is being hurt and then sometimes someone changes the church, it doesn't know that once you change church, the hurt does not go away. It enters with you to your new church. And then sometimes you relate to people from a place of hurt and not being healed from that particular hurt. So a lot of times in the church, people that respond to us, sometimes we don't even think, oh, this person is very rude. Sometimes the question we need to ask is, what has been your past experiences? So many people are so defensive. They've actually built a wall that I'm not going to allow these people come close to me again or do this thing. I'm not even going to serve in church again. Now, the genesis of that story did not begin because the person just woke up one day and decided I'm not going to serve in church. It might be that probably in the previous church, the person was taken advantage of. And I think this is where we should talk about different hurts in churches. I talked about taking advantages and experience.
Let's see from this angle. If you're not being appreciated in a church, I think that most times it's because of the leader, right? And the Apostle Paul knew that such a thing will be, or is already happening.
Yes.
When he said, when you do your service, do it as
unto the Lord.
Now, you are not in charge of how people think
It's
and
true.
how people behave. You might never affect them, but you are in charge of your own being, right? So when Paul was talking like that, Paul was expecting the believers to build this consciousness that their service is a service
Unto the Lord.
God, not unto. Do you know that if you sustain that consciousness, not being appreciated as a worker will have a little unknown effect
on you.
And another thing I found out that people that are being hurt by some things in the church is because most times they don't know their stand as touching the scripture concerning a matter like that. If somebody is equipped with this kind of scripture I just mentioned now, you see that it might not even affect the person. Another thing is the lenses by which we look at these things. Look at this. Why growing up? We said some hurts I have actually intentional. Have you been in a church where there is this one person?
I've been. In fire, that woman is like a thorn in your flesh.
There is one person
My friend almost stopped choir because of her. She will say, your color is like this. She will shout at you every little thing. She will shout at you in choir. If not that we made up our mind that come heaven, come heaven, we're going to stay.
That's a weakness, right? For the person.
Yeah, from the woman.
A good pastor knows how to utilize that weakness and make it into strength. If the person talks too much, a good pastor knows how to wield that. It's a weapon and shift it to the good side where he can talk and benefit the church by talking. All those negative things that are being people do in church that brings hurt, there is a way to actually convert them. And sometimes it depends on the lessons by which you're looking at this. For example, you grew up with your siblings, right? Let me tell you the truth. There has been times that your siblings intentionally went to your parents. Not that they complain, they told a lie. Yeah. I'm laughing because my sister,
I've done this before.
Jesus. I might just do it like this. The last one. That's what they do. Once she goes to complain,
she'll complain overboard.
It will seem as though
a
car. Yeah. I drove a car to her direction and hit her very hard, and she will amplify the whole thing. Yeah. And sometimes the things she complains is not true. growing up with siblings like this, some of them provoked you. Maybe your parents share, your mother shared food and put like two meats in the food, and she went and ate your own meat. Intentionally. It's hot. And you like it. And and you became angry. And sometimes the anger can last for 3 days or 4 days. You're angry at her. But look at what happens. Eventually, everybody's good. The reason is because you are family. There's this consciousness of family. That's why I said sometimes the way we handle hurt is based on the lenses that we are looking at it. If you look at church hurt from the standpoint of family, we might not call church hurt many things we call church hurt. Jesus was speaking in Matthew chapter 18, verse 15. He said, if your brother offends you, go and meet him. And that's what many of us are not doing. Somebody offends us. Instead of the person, there's another person.
We now use that same thing against other people.
So when it moves from one mouth to another,
it becomes a gossip.
It becomes a gossip.
Gossiping is another.
And it turns another hurt for the person because the person is hurt and complains to somebody. By the time it moves around to the whole church,
that's circulated to the church.
that you are hurting the person that actually hurt the first person.
You see, let's pause and talk about this gossip.
And sometimes in gossip, we are
And gossip is actually one of the major
and then in gossip, we are being judgmental because we hear from one side, not even from the main source. And once you are hearing from everybody is adding their own particular story.
Yes, ma'am.
And my grandmother will come back to the church and say, hey, something that happened to the church. I went to the chemist store. Someone told me that something happened in the church, that the priest did this and did this. Now, the person that is even saying in the chemist shop might be someone that came to buy drug. And then this is how it's like. And the end of the day, you find out that it becomes
What they say is not
false story and false. And by the time you know, it's probably she will tell me that they are going for burial, and everybody in the church, in the bus, is talking about that particular matter.
with different versions.
Now,
Different versions.
Have you ever heard your story before? And you are wondering, I'm the one.
and most people buy your story, they don't care to hear the other side of the
you are
story.
hearing about what you did for the first time.
Actually,
And you have no memory.
yeah.
Yeah?
They're trying to recall what
Yeah,
did
you have no memory. And I'm telling you that this happened last week.
Church gossip
Unless
is
you have the link here.
Yeah, church
Now,
gossip.
You have no memory.
Church gossip.
Church gossip is one of the main.
And sometimes it comes as a prayer point too. Let's pray for this person.
Yeah.
They will- oh my God.
have you stayed in church and the pastor is saying, let me speak it in Igbo.
I see.
I feel for them.
I
Sometimes they get so frustrated
It's
that
like him. Like it becomes like every Sunday he tries to repeat that gossip has become a normal thing in the church. Not even only amongst women, amongst men, amongst everybody.
Yeah.
codedly.
And that's because that could
Because
not be the issue.
See, if somebody does anything to you, church, you go and approach the person. If you can't approach the person, just forgive. Or probably meet somebody you know that can talk to the person. But in the case of that woman in choir now, maybe you might feel as she's aged and I can't just go and tell her this. Go to the choir master. I don't like what this woman did or what this woman is
I even
doing.
think
So
that-
as to resolve the issue.
I even think that the issue began when they start telling us that if you can't handle it, meet somebody. That the moment you started meeting
It
somebody,
depends on the person you are
that's
meeting.
the problem. You don't even know.
What is the recommended
You don't even know people.
You know, this is very simple.
That's the issue.
It's actually very simple. That meeting stuff.
Yeah.
I'm hot. And Ada is somebody closest to me. And I go and meet her and say, God put on me. After crying, after Ada don't tell it.
Don't tell me.
After Ada's my best friend.
Yeah.
And I'm Ada's best friend.
And Ada actually has a best
As
friend.
another friend, you see,
I'm not best
now.
friend. And Ada will tell her best friend.
But you know when you get to best friend, like, don't tell him, this is about to tell you.
And Miss Yusha has another best friend.
Yeah.
So they are very best friends.
It's true. And that's the
The question is why? There are many best friends. So before you from best friend to best friend, from best friend
We
to
just
best
have to be intentional. We just have to be so intentional.
I think Matthew 18:15 solved it.
Mm.
Jesus said, when your brother offends you,
It's your
Yes, go direct.
But we can't
I
take
tell you.
away the fact that there are some people you can't meet.
you can. That's the truth.
It's true.
There are some people you can't meet. So let's have that mind. Okay, I'm meeting this person.
As a mature person.
Yeah, as a mature person to help me talk about this thing.
Mhm.
And then you that they are coming to meet, let that thing die with you.
Swear a oath. There are two people that must swear an oath of secrecy. Number one, pastors. And it's not just pastors, leaders, church leaders. Then the other one you know is doctors.
It's true.
Yes. Also lawyers. as well.
Yes, yes.
Yes. But pastors. You are coming to a pastor, you are confident that this thing you are telling this pastor.
You know,
Mm.
understand.